So I reached out to Bickford. I've been doing some work with him in Boston Reed and
Does
on
everybody know who Bickford is?
John
Hopefully
Bickford,
they
your
do. Yeah,
stepdad.
my stepdad,
So he's
mastermind of all
restoring
things.
a sprint car,
He
your
had
sprint car.
two of them. Yeah.
So
That's
I
cool.
powder coated some stuff for him and
Oh,
helped him
cool.
out with that. But I said, hey, I got Jeff on, and I'm a huge sprint car guy. And I've never really heard you talk much about sprint cars. Most of the stuff is like this about cup racing. But he said you got to ask to that point. You got to ask him about racing Kinser when he was 14 years old at Tampa Fairgrounds. And I wonder, I think this is a great time to work that in because those moments had to help you so much when you got into the Cup Series, racing against Earnhardt and all that, racing against guys like Kinser and Wolfgang.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody knew of me as this really young sprint car driver, and that I was probably more known for being one of the youngest guys than I was for maybe some of the things I accomplished. But I also, right as I started accomplishing some things, all of a sudden I jumped into this midget at Indianapolis Raceway Park and won the night before the 500, and it was like, dirt racing, who? It was like I want to go pavement racing, and then all of a sudden NASCAR came right around the corner, so it was kind of a crazy couple of years there. But yeah, I grew up an avid sprint. My walls in my bedroom were open wheel. I cut out every page I possibly could of every wheel stand from Kokomo to, Devil's Bowl, burning the right rear tire off the thing. Steve Kinser was my hero. It was Rick Mears and Steve Kinser, and Steve Kinser came first. And so I never saw myself driving a sprint car, certainly not at 13 years old. But once I got in it, I'm like, this is what I want to do. I love it. I love it. I love it. And little did I know that like a year and a half after I started, I would be at the fairgrounds in Tampa, I think it was, where we're there. It was basically all star. Outlaws hadn't started yet, so it was all stars, and they would let me race in the all stars before I was 16. Outlaws I couldn't race until I was 16, but the Kinsers and Wolfgangs and those guys came and ran some of those races, and so I remember I qualified really really good. I think I won my heat, and I think I started maybe on the front row, and I think Steve passed me like 5 laps in or something like that, and I kinda hung with him and finished second, and it was like, "Holy crap, what just happened?" I mean, it was just a huge, huge moment for me because it was the first time that I was, like, really racing the best of the best on dirt, something I love to do against my hero, and it was I was just, like, so blown. My mind was just blown. I couldn't believe that just happened. But it's also a huge confidence booster.
Yeah.
So you've kind of
We got
kept
some.
your. Oh,
Is
look at
this
this.
it? I'm not sure where it's at.
No, I think this is Australia. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
We traveled over to Perth, Australia. I think I was 14, 14. Okay. Yeah, so 14, 15, and when you go over to Australia, it's a little bit different today. I mean, all of our guys go over there and whoop up on everybody, but at this particular track, you didn't beat their hometown legends. Like there was one guy that was just like the man, and we beat him, and it was a big deal. But the best part about this is not the video, it's the audio, because they called races like they call a soccer match. Exactly.
Does sound like a cricket match
Yeah,
over there.
exactly.
Do you live a little bit vicariously through like Larson and Corey Day now when you see them go run sprint cars?
Yeah, I mean, I could never do what those guys do. Honestly, like I was good in a sprint car, but didn't feel like I was great in the sprint car. And that's what I'm saying. Like I got into the pavement midget, and it was just boom, instant. It brought back days of quarter midgets, and I just felt like, no, this is magic right here. Like I love the dirt racing. It taught me a ton, and I had a blast, and I was good. I won some races. I finished second to Kinser. That race, I think I finished second to him again at Bloomington in an outlaw race. I didn't feel like I had what it took to be on the World of Outlaw tour and competing at high level like those guys do. So one is it allows me to watch more dirt racing because I just love it, and it allows me to go, damn, wish I could have been that good, especially at like Knoxville and some of those places.
Man, those guys are impressive. Just bouncing back and forth like Larson, just at Vegas, back and forth, Xfinity race, go miss a couple laps of hot laps, go in there and rifle it off and be top of the board.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's a skill, but I think it's also he does it often enough, where it seems very natural to
Yeah.
him, and maybe that's the way to do it, is you gotta do it all the time. I think if you step away from it, maybe it's not as easy, but he makes it look easy, and it's fun to have him as a part of our organization doing that.